Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome to the DC deck building game Crisis Collection 2. Now, this isn't going to be a full unboxing. I have already done both of these videos before. I will try and remember to put links in the description for them in case you'd like to check them out. But I wanted to bring up this is they re-brought out, they started recombining a lot of their minor expansions, the bigger ones. They've had Crisis Collection 1, which had Crisis Packs 1 and 2. This has Packs 3 and 4 in it, which ties in very well with the Forever Evil set and the Teen Titans sets. So if you hadn't picked these up before, this is a great way to get both of them together. So kind of the point of what I wanted to do with this video was to show off a few of the differences between the original set and this one. Now, there aren't many, and they are very minor. So right off the bat is, if you already own the previous, if you're purchasing separately, is it worth rebuying them for this? I'm gonna say no. For like 99% of the people. The few things that did change, if you're really like insane about having like a exact collection like I am, you might want to. Some people might want so they get certain things, but I think most people can probably just ignore them. So that's the base statement. Is for strictly, there's nothing that actually changes how any of the cards work. None of the cards text, none of the abilities change. Aren't going to be brand new cards, with the exception of is if you get the first printing of it, you will get the promo cards with it, which we'll look at those too. We'll look at those first before I go over the rest of it. But yeah, those are the only new cards. But if you don't get the first printing of this, it's definitely make sure you do check on there, because it will say on the back first printing, says what cards it comes with, and some promo cards. If it doesn't specify those on the back, no reason to definitely pick this up, or at least keep that in mind so you can go look at Cryptic Zoic store and pick them up at a later date. But yeah, what we're also going to get in here is we're going to get 116 game cards, 28 character cards, probably one token sheet, one divider, and 2 rulebooks. So the one divider is kind of the odd thing, is we're going to get one divider for Crisis Expansion 4. And that's only because these are for the Multiverse box set, if you want dividers between your set, and because starting a set 4, when this came out, they started putting them in the boxes with each expansion. Everything before that didn't have them, so they included them in the Multiversal box set. So if you buy one of the big box sets, you'll have the divider for 3 in there. This is because 4 was done separately. And that's the whole thing there. Yeah, so let's look at the 2 promos we're going to get for this set. We got our 2 rule books. Nothing changed in the rule books as far as I know. I didn't go over on the fine-tooth comb to see if any rules, specifically any little nuances changed here or there they may have added. Because it is the 2024, so they may have updated a few things here and there. But again, this is, if you've been following along, they probably updated these rules overall. And then we did have the token sheet too. It says this is for Crisis Expansion 3. We have a bunch of VP tokens to keep track of stuff, and a Frozen token. Alright, but let's hop into some of the cards. So we have 2 new promo cards we're going to get. So I flip this way. So we're going to have Project Termination, which is kind of meant for Crisis Expansion 3. Just say on the bottom there. And we have promo Red X here. So I have to zoom my camera out just a little bit more. Which is meant for Crisis Born. Now, again, they can be used in just about anything, but we get a new Crisis card. So Project Termination says put the top 2 cards of the main deck into the lineup. Ongoing. When a hero enters the lineup, contribute it to this Crisis. Then put the top card of the main deck into the lineup. Ooh, my camera's falling. Contributed heroes may be bought. Villains cost 2 more to defeat for each contributed hero. To beat, contribute 2 superpowers and 2 equipment. So you could just contribute it 2 superpowers and the equipment to try and get rid of this really quickly. Or if you're not going to be able to do that right off the bat, you're going to have to keep buying them heroes, otherwise them villains can't be defeated. And then we have Red X as an impossible mode supervillain. You may discard any number of ongoing cards you control. For each card you do, gain a card from the lineup and put it into your hand. If you choose not to, +3 power. And there's a lot of ongoing cards in the Crisis 3 and the Teen Titans set. First appearance attack. Each player destroys a card they control. Each who does gains the top card of the main deck and a weakness. So cool. So again, these are the 2 promos that came with the first printing. Otherwise, they'll probably eventually be available on Cryptic Zote's website. Alright. So to jump in what is different, I'm going to put the new stuff on the right side here. And the old stuff on the left side. So the first thing to point out is all of the new cards are foiled. All the oversized cards. So if you're really a huge fan, you want all foiled cards, you're going to want to pick up this new set. But again, that's up to you if you want to pick up a completely new set for foiled stuff. Sorry, working at Crisis 4. Let's look at Crisis 3. Let's go in order here. I grabbed the wrong side here. So, yeah, so we're going to have foil. So all the oversized cards are foil. You're not going to pick up and show off the foil on every single one of them. So again, that's gameplay reasons. That does not add or subtract anything to the gameplay. That's a fully aesthetic reason. So if you'd like to pick it up because you like all your oversized cards foiled, that's great. But I think this is probably like a $30 or $40 set of cards. So if you really want to spend that to get 32 foiled cards, that's entirely up to you. Again, they're going to have the updated numbers on there as well. And some different numbers like S16, S24, and then 2016 and 2024. So I think it's brought the years. So again, you're going to have that minor difference there. Otherwise, it looks like basically the exact same artwork. The other cosmetic difference is the logos. So earlier, lots of the earlier sets used this DC logo where the D part was folding back and revealing the C. And then at some point, they eventually changed it over. By set 4 of this, actually, they did change over to the Circle DC logo, to the new one, which is what's been used for all of the sets after that. So, if you'd like to have all your sets have the same matching DC logo, this would be another reason to pick it up. This personally is one of the reasons why I picked it up. I wanted to have all my sets have the same logo. But again, that's a very aesthetic reason. And then the other big difference between the old versions and the new ones, which you're going to come across a lot of the cards, is they changed some of the text on here. Doesn't change the gameplay, they just change the wordage. So they changed the number 1 into the letter 1. The word 1 into the number 1. And they did that for a lot. Like any card that has saying draw or play or discard a number of cards, they changed it from a word to a number. Again, does not change how the card works. It still does the exact same thing. They just tried to make it, I think, a little bit easier for people to grab and read. So we're just going to kind of flip through some of these that have differences. So we have like Cheetah. This is now if you bought or gained 2 cards, that changed. And then the last change on the big ones, this is the only other one that's sort of weird, is they did change the artwork on Harley Quinn. They went from like a full body artwork to just a face artwork. I'm not sure if they did, why they did that. The only reason I can kind of think is that they went away with having the guns showing as much. Because I know there were some issues sometimes with these companies about having guns in games that more... I don't get it, because it's in the comic books. That's the only thing I can think of. Unless just somebody cropped the art wrong when they did this. Who knows? Otherwise, I'm going to flip up the rest of the main cards. They're all the exact same text and effects. So we'll just flip through them quick. I'm not going to read through them again. If you like, I'll hold them up a sec. You can pause it. Otherwise, you can check out the other video where I read through them. The other thing they did do for some of these cards is they changed them so the stuff in the middle is centered. So all the text is centered. These ones are fine. I think it happened more in the other one. So we have a bunch of our Crisis characters. So like this does look pretty cool though, with the where they just foiled on the boomerang instead of they just foiled the back of the card. I do like that they didn't foil every single piece of the card, like they didn't just drop a foil over all of it. So like Black Adam here, I'm not gonna show these off for all of them, but like it's just the lightning behind him is really foiled. It does make the foil stand out a little bit better. Alright, I'm going to drop these down. We're getting a little full. We have Crisis Lex Luthor. So again, like, you know, they didn't change anything in the art. Maybe they like, it's his fist is a little bit closer on one side, so maybe they zoomed in a little bit. Sometimes they adjusted the text size a little bit, but here you can't even really see what's foil on there. It's just the background, and like his eyes kind of foil. Yeah, so I don't get if you're gonna say that gun thing. Deathstroke clearly has blood all over his card. So, like, why would that be an issue? I think someone just cropped it wrong. There's Bane. And then finally we have Sinestro. Alright. So those are the main cards. Again, only the first two changed. The only thing that really changed was the text. And we're going to look at the same thing for the main game cards. Sorry, I got myself confused here. I have these in the wrong order. Alright, so we're going to check the ones that have differences first. So we have Impossible Mode Superwoman. So again, it's just at the bottom. Here it says if you discard one or fewer cards this way, you gain 2 weaknesses. They change it 1 to the number and then 2 weaknesses. And that's in the top. 2 random villain cards, 2 random. So that's all they changed on it. They changed from words to actual numbers. Johnny Quick does his, discards 2 cards. Black Orchid has, so this is the other difference they changed in them, is defense. They changed them from saying you may discard this card to avoid an attack to just discard this card to avoid an attack. And they got rid of the may option because obviously it's in your hands, so it's already implied to be a may effect. It's not a forced effect. It's not, there's never a time when there's an attack where you have to use a defense. You opt to play it. So they just got rid of the word may to make it a little bit simpler for text. That's the only other 2 options they did. So like for text-wise is they changed the numbers and they changed the may. I don't think anything else. So we got a 1 and a 1. 1 and 1. 2 additional cards. Then kind of on some of the hidden objective cards that were in this set. It says 3 or fewer. They changed it to 3 or fewer. And then we have 1 up. Yeah, if you want 2 cards, cost 1 or greater. Contributing 3 villains at the bottom. Contribute 4 heroes. So a lot of these guys change because they contribute a number of cards. So 4 different cards, 3 different cards, 4 heroes, 4 cards, 3 non-kick cards, contribute 4 cards, not have the word power in their text. Now, this one, this might be the start of where they did change something in here. I think most of it's just how it's lined up, like, and they just changed the text on there. So flip all cards in the lineup face down and shuffle them. Cards under the lineup face down. All cards in the lineup have a cost of 5. Place all the face down cards you buy or gain on the bottom of your deck without revealing them to anyone, including yourself. So they just adjusted the line a little bit, but again, it's not that big of a deal. For equipment, 3 cards contributed, 3 attacks, 3 cards, 3 defense, and the last one here would be 3 location. So those are all the different changes. Every other card is the exact same. I'm not going to flip through every single one of them just because there is a decent amount yet. So again, you can go check out the rest of the set because yeah, we still got the big old pile of them. I just wanted to do that quick thing so you can see what was different on all of them. All the rest of the cards are the exact same, again, with the a few minor changes of like how they maybe rearrange text. For example, like this one, they have Mazes and there's bolded. But again, that's a very minor little thing. I wouldn't rebuy it for that. Again, if you like to rebuy these for those, you can definitely, for the, if you like to rebuy the set to have that text change to match up with everything else, or have the other things, you can do that. Alright, we're going to hop into Crisis 3, which is going to be the exact same thing. So we're just going to look at those guys really quick. So we have our big size cards. Which has 3 or more. Does the number change thing again. 2 or more on that one. Plus we're getting all the foil versions. 2 or more. 4 or more for Starfire. Red Robin has 2 or more. Blue Beetle has 2 ongoing attacks. And I think all the text is the same on these. They just started to then center justify them on the newer ones. And they're all foiled. I have that. Now, these ones have the same symbol, although it is a little bit smaller on the new ones than the older ones. But again, it should be in line with all the other cards. But again, I wouldn't have rebought it for a smaller symbol. I just like having the same DC symbol myself. But you can see then they justified these, which is a little bit nicer, I think. There's Omen. Drop these guys down. Tempest. The Flash. The old Wally West. Raven. Like anime Raven. Kid Flash. And finally Beast Boy. Cool. So those are all of our different oversized cards. And then for the main deck, we're going to have the same thing we had before. So I'm just going to fly through these kind of quick. So we have the old ones and the new ones. You can see they changed the symbol a little bit. Here they actually make it a little bit bigger on these. Kind of funny. They shrunk them on the oversized cards, but then they made them bigger on the smaller cards. But again, probably to make them so they're the same size on every card. But here at the bottom, if you buy or gain 2 non-villain cards, contribute 3 villains, contribute 2 heroes. So watch, these are the crisis because you're contributing numbers. Contribute 3, 2 cards owned by players. Contribute 2 ongoing cards, 3 or more cards, contribute 2 equipment, contribute 2 cards at the cost of 1, 2, or 3, and contribute 2 superpowers for those guys. Then we had Crisis Troya. Says each player gets a personal attack to show the top card for each personal card that. Did they not change these? Each player gets a personal crisis, then destroys the top card of the main deck for each personal crisis. I think I may have just threw this in there because they adjusted how the text was lined up. Otherwise, I don't think there's too much difference between most of these. I think it's the same thing. Some of these, they like the first appearance, they change the dash into a longer dash. Again, very minor things. but nothing else really changes on any of these. Same thing there. It just changes out the layout of how some of them look. I think that's all that happened on these. This has the 1 in 1, so pass 1 card to the discard pile. Again, just changes up the font size a little bit. Defense, again, it got rid of the you may discard to avoid an attack. And I think we're going to see a bunch of those. We have the 3 Vigilant Guards. And that was all for those. Everything else stayed the same for the rest of those packs as well. So that is what we have there. So yeah, if you are looking, and we're also going to get our randomizer too as well. Yes, if you're looking at repicking up this Crisis expansion, is it worth it if you already own both of them? No. If you only own one, it might be the only way you're going to be able to find the other one. It's just kind of a bummer. So you might end up having to pick it up. But yeah, all the changes in here, the big massive change that some people might like or want it for is the foiled oversized cards. Otherwise, there's the logos, the numbers on the cards, getting them made by the defense, and then some minor like adjusting of how the text is in there. But there is no actual physical gameplay challenge. Nothing changes in how the cards work. They all work the exact same. The only other thing I do want to point out, and this might just be my fault, maybe I oh, never mind. I was going to say, maybe I misplaced a card. I couldn't find Donna Troy, and I just found her. So never mind that. Alright, that's what I have for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll try and put links remember to put links in the descriptions for the other 2 videos. Otherwise, just go ahead and look them up. If you enjoy this crossover, definitely come back and check out the other stuff from the Kickstarters came in, which was Dark Knight, or, sorry, not Dark Knights, Justice League Dark. We have a lot of fun cards in there, but we also go over the other Crisis collections. You guys can check out that video as well. A lot of the same thing. We're going to see lots of the cards are the same, but this is the big difference, is the Green Arrow Pack 2 got a redux, got completely redone. So definitely check out that if you want to find out about that one. Alright, see you guys later. Bye.